Hey there everyone, how you doing? Jeff C here. It is Tuesday, October the 14th, and before I begin, just a quick reminder, I should be on the Max Resistance Roundtable tonight. We are definitely going to be talking about Ebola's real, protect yourself. Yeah, if you believe that, I got some nice land to sell you up in the Arctic Circle. Now, these hoax things are happening. Of course, I've shown in previous videos how they are trying to... the corporate media is trying to gain control of the hoax meme by posting all these stories. Of course, you've got the hazmat suit guys coming on the plane, which is a giant charade. This is totally orchestrated, 100% staged, 110% fucking bullshit. But guess what? An LA man now could face criminal charges for latest Ebola hoax. The latest false claim of carrying Ebola could spark criminal charges against the California man. You gotta love this. They just keep showing this GIF here, you know, to really terrorize it, to drive it in you, right? So this is a story here. A Los Angeles man may learn the hard way that there are some things you just don't joke about, like bombs on planes or Ebola on buses. Police are now searching for a man who boarded a Metro bus on Monday afternoon wearing surgical face masks in central LA, threatening, "Don't mess with me, man. I've got Ebola." He then rode the bus for a few stops, got off with an unknown woman, local media reported. And wouldn't you know it, they've got the map here, and it's probably all coded in some fucking crazy Masonic way. You know how they do these things. So the bus was quarantined and cleaned up as a precaution because, of course, anybody who says I've got Ebola, you gotta fucking take everyone you can. You gotta quarantine the whole world. You gotta wipe down the whole bus and do the whole thing. Bring out the hazmat suits. Here they come. Hey, guy said he had Ebola. All right, we gotta take it seriously, right? This is an act of terrorism. So the bus was quarantined and cleaned up as a precaution, and his driver was taken to a hospital for observation. The driver told authorities the man dropped the surgical mask on the bus, and it was being analyzed for signs of the incurable virus, which has killed more than 4,000 in West Africa. Authorities say that they are almost certain the claim was a hoax, but they are searching for the man to confirm he does not have the virus. Now, look at this piece of astonishing propaganda here. You got to see this.
Live in Mid-City, Gotti Schwartz, NBC4 News.
Gotti Schwartz. Now, I got to go back to the beginning. Here we go.
Now, it is being called the most severe
all the green, eh, guys?
in modern times. And tonight, the search is on for a passenger who triggered an Ebola scare on a Metro bus.
That man could face criminal charges if he is found. NBC live in Mid-City, where the man got off the bus, and that's where he was last seen. Gotti?
Well, this bus stop is the last place that man was seen.
Factory
investigators don't know who
20.
he is or where he went, but they are treating what he said about having Ebola as a very serious threat.
Why does he do this? What is he doing here? Why does he stand right next to this ad? Big Driver, from story by Stephen King. Doesn't Stephen King write a lot of stories about viruses? Isn't that what The Stand is all about? I remember reading that way back in like high school. And, you know, I had to check it out. Look at Big Driver, the super flu, a.k.a. A6 Captain Trips, has devastated the world's population. A group of young survivors cope with the thought that they could be the only ones. Yeah. Isn't it quinky dink that they're showing that in the background there? Stephen King, who's so known for New World Order propaganda, fictional. Are they really fictional, though? Predictive programming, I think, is the word to use. Yes, Stephen King became a king for a reason, folks. You never make it to the big leagues unless you make the deal. So let's continue. U-Haul, Mr. Gotti here.
It's a flight from JFK to LAX.
Very, very, very scary.
Or a bus ride along
So
Venice
scary you're
Boulevard.
smiling away.
Those in hazmat suits are not taking any chances when it comes to public transportation.
Those in hazmat suits are not taking any precautions, they're taking everything totally serious, right, when it comes to public transportation.
That is way too serious. Ebola is no joke.
Just before 2 this
Did she wink
afternoon,
again?
the
Let me
latest
check that again.
hazmat suits are not taking any chances when it comes to public transportation.
That is way too serious. Ebola is no joke.
Just before 2 this afternoon, the
No
latest
joke.
Ebola scare when a man boarded bus line wearing a surgical mask.
And the man said to the driver, "Don't mess with me because I have Ebola."
He got off the bus 7 minutes later
Don't
with a
mess
woman,
with me.
and so did the rest of the passengers.
When somebody comes onto a bus and makes a threat like that, the idea is to sow fear in people, and that's terrorism.
No, that's terrorism. Let's listen to this guy again. This is the biggest sock puppet tool I've seen in a long fucking time. You are a fucking scumbag, you piece of shit. Here, let's listen to him again.
Minutes later with a woman, and so did the rest of the passengers.
When somebody comes onto a bus and makes a threat like that, the idea is to sow fear in people,
No,
and
that's
that's
what you
terrorism.
That's
The bus
terrorism.
driver called it in, saying the man had dropped his mask on the bus, and a few hours later, the driver
Terrorism.
was being checked out at the hospital.
So let me get this straight. You show up on a bus and you say to somebody, "I've got Ebola." That's terrorism. You're a fucking terrorist. Oh my word. Oh my god. You know who's terrorizing people? I'll tell you who's terrorizing people. This piece of shit here is
Minutes
terrorizing
later with
people.
a woman, and so did the rest of the passengers.
When somebody comes onto a bus and makes a threat like that, the idea is to sow fear in people, and that's terrorism.
The bus driver called
what
it
you're
in,
doing.
saying the man had dropped his mask on the bus, and a few hours later, the driver was being checked out at the hospital while hazmat crews collected the mask to be analyzed and surveillance video to try and track the man down.
We just want to make sure that everybody knows that we are going to take every threat seriously.
Yeah, take them all seriously. Don't forget to stock up on the donuts, you big fat doofus.
It's the latest in what appear to be a string of false alarms
String.
and hoaxes all across
Hoaxes.
the country.
We are
Hoaxes.
investigating it as if it's criminal.
And
Yeah.
here's somebody playing a practical joke. He should really be brought up on charges.
What's going on with her? She keeps
A practical
winking.
joke. He should really be brought up on charges.
Metro officials say tonight they are stressing this. If anyone
Stressing it.
threatens people with Ebola,
Stressing
they don't
it.
see that any different than someone calling in a bomb scare. Reporting live in Mid-City, Gotti Schwartz.
Gotti Schwartz. Oh, yes. Gotta have the Jews in there. Yeah. That's no accident, folks. This whole thing is set up. This is such utter fucking bullshit. It is unbelievable. But this is what they do. I mean, this is exactly what they're doing. They are creating these scares. These are scripted stories. I wouldn't trust anything about them. And just to think about it for a second, too, if you think about it this way, I mean, seriously, somebody gets on a bus and says, "I got Ebola," you're going to take that seriously? Oh, man, and then maybe hundreds or thousands of people could just show up tomorrow with masks on saying, "Oh, I'm wearing this because I have Ebola," right? And what are you going to do? You're going to shut down every bus? You're going to hire hazmat teams to terrorize all of California and the rest of the United States? It's just absurdity. This is the madness that they're doing. It's just one out of a million little stories that push Ebola craze, the Ebola fear into your mind. I believe this whole outbreak is 100% a hoax. I think these people are the biggest scumbags in world history for pushing this thing off. If you know more about this big driver and you can make more connections, please leave it in the comments below, because none of this is by accident. This guy doesn't do a full circle and stand right next to this giant ad for nothing. There's a lot of predictive programming going on, all right? I know nothing about this, but please let me know and have a wonderful day. Thanks.